Gina Castillo is a graduate student at Washington State University, and I'm going to let her talk about what she has been able to accomplish. I knew of her before I met her. I knew that she had worked on legislation to give people a fair chance of going to school. I had heard that she'd been involved in reentry, and specifically in addressing women's issues with reentry, and that I had to meet this phenomenal person, and I thought, well, who better than to come speak to our students as our keynote speaker. So I'd like to warmly welcome Gina for being here. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm going to try to keep it together. This is for all of you who are taking classes and all of you beautiful ladies who are graduating. I hope I do you all justice. Good for nothing, unwanted, stupid, incapable, trouble. Those kinds of words were all I heard about myself for many years, and despite being untrue at first, they became my reality, and they turned into synonyms of convict, felon, probationer. Like many of you, I have been incarcerated as both a child and as an adult. In my life, I have been a foster child, a homeless teen, trafficked as a female, a teen mom, and an abused woman. I have lost children and biological family. And right before I faced my final sentencing on my zero tolerance probation for having contact with my abuser/victim, depending on who you ask, DOC or DHS, I sat down in my cell and I wondered why and how I had lived through all my turmoil and if hoping for anything better was futile. Actually, I didn't know that word at that time, so I just thought, was it hell worth it to try? But I came to the conclusion that my situation was no longer dire just because of other people's actions and circumstances. I was still alive, and therefore I had to have some power to try to affect change in my life. Of course, I had never seen anyone be successful at anything other than jails, institutions, and death, so I had no idea how my life was going to get better, especially since I was facing so much time. And so I decided to enroll in school. Today, as you know, I'm pursuing a PhD. But at the point of that decision, I had an 8th grade education. I was homeless. I had no idea where my children were, and I had a wake of wreckage of my past. I believed at that time it was more than likely I could not succeed in school, and even if I succeeded in school, I surely could not hold a job, and I thought that no normie out there would like me once they learned about my past, meaning low wages, homelessness, and honestly going back and staying stuck. But then I saw a quote by Samuel Johnson. It said, "Nothing will ever be attempted if all possible objections must first be overcome." And so I enrolled in school. And let's be real, my first thought was to take computer science classes because I thought if it didn't work out, I'd have a skill that would serve me out there on the outs. But the key thing about that backwards thought was that I was beginning to realize that there is a point of owning something that no one can negate or take away. And that was knowledge and skill. And as I look out on all of you, I am so moved because you absolutely have not overcome every objection. Each of you have begun moving towards. Each of you have shown by your actions and your perseverance that you have realized that at some point you have lacked either the perception or the reality of choice in a way that's mattered to your self-worth and your seeds of dreams. The act of gaining knowledge has transformative power in that it helps us to overcome lack of choice and offers a hope for change. No doubt you've already begun to feel yourselves get smarter. As we learn how to think and how to critically evaluate, we learn too how to act in ways that make space for choice to exist in our lives. And as you continue to overcome your own personal traumas and triumph, realize that they have enabled you to evolve into empathetic individuals. Let your personal experiences informed by your education lead to a profound sense of reflection over all aspects of your life. You have experienced a vast array of people with differing characteristics and perspectives, and your education combined with your experience will give you the ability to look past initial conceptions and stereotypes, whether you're dealing with your peers or you're dealing with people who have power and control over your life. And you will be able to fully appreciate your own strength of character. Each of you have become a shiro for yourselves and for each other. and for each and every person that knows of your story and will hear of your story. The gifts of what you have begun will not be immediately apparent always, so keep on looking for them and keep on persevering. The path upon which you embark will continue to be an enlightening one, and if you stay on it, it will enable you and empower you to have an open-minded and analytical approach to functioning in whatever space you find yourself in. You have chosen a new way of life. This new way of life requires a different set of resiliency skills than have worked for us in the past. Today, even in the vein of transparency, my first label is not felon or inmate anymore, nor is yours. A more accurate description for me is that I'm a non-traditional first-generation Latina from poverty, and I have experiences and challenges that reflect that history and diversity. Woo!
Yes.
Our education will help us learn how to advocate for ourselves and our loved ones as we navigate the systems in which we find ourselves, and that no doubt you will continue to face. Each of you are extremely capable, worthy, and intelligent. Find a way to describe yourselves in that truth. In addition to your family here and on the outs, there is a big community of formerly incarcerated graduates and people pursuing their education who are proud of you and who love you and who want to welcome you with open arms. We exist in a greater system of things. Education helped me to learn how to understand those systems and how to forgive myself and others. I encourage you to put your education to practice and to go pattern hunting, as Lisa said, with an attitude of gratitude. Keep what you have by giving it away. It should be in your nature, though, to question yourselves, because there's always a need to take our own inventory and to notice and adjust and evolve towards actively living the results that we want to see in our lives. But continue to show the grit that you all are showing now. Forge ahead, persist, and seize opportunity. Because I promise you, an individual has been beaten down and told that she is incapable or unworthy cannot simply leave those ideas behind because she is simply told otherwise. A skill must be owned, confidence must be restored, and a notion must exist that we are powerful and affecting change in our lives. You all have done this. Thank you for your leadership.